Let me feel your love again. 'Cause I've been running round in circles, screaming out your name.
I am so glad to have you back for today's video, and if you haven't noticed, we have a lot to get done today. Not only am I going to be cleaning, but I'm going to be doing a feet detox. We're going to be adding some security cameras around the house, and I'm going to be talking a lot about gaining clarity around your life. If you're new here, then welcome. My name is Michelle. I'm a mom of 3, and this channel is to motivate and inspire you in all different areas of your life. But let's go ahead and get started. So this might be one of the smartest upgrades I've made for our home this season, and I don't say that lightly. This is the best security camera I've ever used. This is the new Tapo VistaCam 360 by TP-Link. It's completely changed the way that I monitor my home, and thanks to TP-Link for sponsoring today's video. It's solar powered, 4K Ultra HD, and has a full 360-degree pan and tilt coverage, which means I can see everything without blind spots. And get this, the smart motion tracking actually follows people, pets, or cars as they move, so it's perfect for keeping an eye on your kids, deliveries, or your pets. The 4K resolution is seriously next level. I can watch the kids play on the playground or animals that come in the backyard, which is one of the reasons why I mounted it on the back of the house. When we get one for the front of our house, I know that we can see license plates clear as day. It's 4 times sharper than standard HD, and when it comes to security, these details matter. Here's my favorite part. It's solar powered, so just 45 minutes of sunlight powers it for an entire day. No wires, no battery swapping, and no climbing up a ladder every month. Plus, it's recording even when you're not watching. This was perfect when we were on vacation to help us feel safe. With 24/7 time-lapse capture, it can detect motion from footage, not just sensors, so you don't miss a thing. You can store recordings locally on a micro SD card up to 512 gigabytes or use Tapo's cloud if you prefer. But here's the kicker. There's no subscriptions required. You can just get alerts or footage if wanted. We have been wondering what's been getting in our trash cans at night, and I think we found the culprit. This is the Tapo camera, clear as day when it's black at night, and look at the little raccoon crawling along our fence. We finally figured out what it was. But the camera can switch to full color vision using a built-in spotlight and starlight sensor. So whatever animal it is at night, I can tell instantly. And if you're like me and want something that's powerful, low maintenance, and honestly something that just works, then this is it. The Tapo VistaCam 360 is officially part of our home security setup, and I'm not looking back. But a big thanks to TP-Link for helping me feel safer at home and discovering what critters are behind our house. If you want this kind of clarity and security, then definitely check them out below. All right, when cleaning my house, I usually start with the area that bothers me the most, usually the areas that is the dirtiest, and today that's the playroom. I'm usually good about getting the kids to pick up the mess, but today they are all off at summer camp, and I decided that I am going to tackle the mess myself. If there's some extra or additional cleaning I need to do, like today I need to vacuum all of the seat cushions and underneath the seat cushions, do kind of a deeper clean, then that's when I will step in. Here I'm using the Dyson handheld cleaner. I got this one at Sam's. It is not the newest one. I do have a friend that has the newest one. They're pretty expensive. They're really cool. But for now, I like the power and the suction of this one. I've used several different brands before, and people will, or my friends will ask me which brand do you prefer? Which brand do you like the best? And first off, I always like to ask, well, what are your goals with the vacuum? Like, what is your budget? Are you looking to invest a lot, or are you looking for something that can just, last you a bit? I do feel like I have had the privilege of testing out a lot of different brands, and they've all kind of lasted around the 2-year mark before I started noticing some like performance issues in them. I will say the more expensive of the vacuum, the more suction power it has, or the ones that I've used, and that is what I like. So I stay in between like a $300 and $500 range for a cordless vacuum, which I use every day, and it lasts me a few years. It doesn't last me forever, but it does last me a few years. But this couch in particular does get very dusty. It's I wouldn't say it's full velvet, but it's like a velvet-ish material. So the dust just sticks onto it along with whatever else is all over this from the kids eating or whatever. This sectional couch is from Albany Park, and you can remove the cushions. And I have not done that yet. I need to so bad remove all of the cushions and wash everything and just do like a really good cleaning. But that takes forever. So today I'm just going to vacuum. But how has y'all's summer been so far? I feel like it's almost over. I'm still hanging on to the last few weeks. I'm excited for the kids to go back to school, but I love summer. I love mostly being around the water. I like the heat, surprisingly, to an extent. I like having a little tiny bit more flexibility in the morning. The kids they still go to camp, but it's not so early in the morning. But are y'all summer people or are y'all more like fall, winter people? But I was picking up the girls from camp. If you're new here, I have three kids, a 7-year old, a now 6-year old, and a 2-year old. And I was picking up the girls from camp and we were driving back home and we were at a stoplight and we like to teach my son. He's always like, go, go. And I'm like, Bud, the light is red. We cannot go at the light. And then we talk about the colors. So we're like, if it's red, what do we do on red? And my daughter randomly, she goes, Mom, was it colorful back then? And I was like, back when? And she's like, back when you were a kid. I'm like, was it colorful? Like, do you mean did we live like in black and white photographs? And she was like, yeah. And you know what's funny? I'm like, well, honey, one, I'm not that old. But it's funny because when I was younger and we would always see like photos of my mom and it was like, back in the 60s or whatnot, and it was black and white photos. And even in movies, like black and white movies, I thought that they saw that way too. So at first I'm like, well, I'm not that old, you know what I mean? But it's just funny how it can seem that way. But then, y'all, it goes on. She's like, were the cars like this? And I'm like, you mean like the cars that we have? I'm like, no, the cars that we have now have like backup cameras and screens. And back then, when I was young, they didn't have cameras. And she asks, this is just funny. She's like, did you have roads? Like, oh my gosh, she thinks that we live from like, I don't know, the 18th century. I'm like, yes, we had roads. Again, I'm not that old. And she's like, did you have mail? I'm like, well, yes, we had mail, but I guess we didn't have Amazon. So that's kind of different. But it's often funny how we perceive things. I remember when I was young, my mom was from Ohio, and then we live in Texas, obviously. So every summer and winter, we would go back to Ohio, and she would meet up with her friends, and then we would play with their kids, which were like around our age. And they would be like, "You're from Texas?" And we're like, "Yeah, we're from Texas." And they were like, "Do you ride horses to school?" And I remember just thinking like, no, we don't even see horses here, like hardly ever. And their perception was that we, lived in this Western movie and all of the people lived on ranches and rode horses to school, which that would be ideal, but that wasn't reality. But what's funny is that so many of us still see our lives as black or white. We live by old assumptions, whether they come up from how we were raised, what others expect from us, or just outdated beliefs, and we haven't stopped to question them. Now, I've been making motivational content for over 5 years now, and I've really studied, listened to, read books about what actually gets people motivated. What gets people to take action? What gets people to grow or move towards something that they want? And sometimes people think that, oh, if you're not motivated, then it just means that you're lazy or you don't want it. And I have found that to be very untrue. In the coaching that I've done and based off of the books that I've read, based off of all of the growth I've done myself, I have found that people who are feeling unmotivated often feel stuck. Sometimes the reason we feel stuck isn't because we aren't capable, it's because we're still living through a lens that doesn't reflect who we've become or who we want to be. Clarity is what brings life back into color. It's what helps you see the truth and not just the old story. A common mistake people make is that they are sitting around waiting for motivation instead of getting it by getting crystal clear on what are your values, what is your direction, and what is your why. So you can ask yourself, what do I want to feel at the end of this week? And let that be your motivation instead of the actual thing itself. For example, if you know that you need to clean your house and you have trouble motivating yourself to get your house clean, and you're like, oh, I just need to get motivated to clean. Need to get motivated to clean. Well, it's going to be, if you don't like cleaning like me, it's hard to get yourself to do that. But if I ask myself, how do I want to feel today? How do I want to feel this week? Well, I know that a clean space helps me feel more creative. It helps me feel calm. It helps me feel mentally less chaotic. And it helps me feel energized. We love movie night, and I don't want to come in here and watch a movie with the room looking like this. The next thing is you can attach purpose to the task and ask the bigger question of why. What will having a clean space do for me emotionally, mentally, or physically? And some of these responses also tie into how do I want to feel today, getting clear on that. Well, typically when my house is clean, I tend to parent better because I'm just not looking at the space and getting angry around the space. But now that you've gotten clear and set purpose to it, then you can make progress. So I'm not motivated to clean, me personally, I'm not motivated to clean because I like cleaning. If you like doing something, typically you don't need motivation because you like doing it. You're excited to do it. It's more so when you're not motivated to do something that but you know that doing it will have a bigger impact on your day, on your mood, on, anything around your life. So the next thing is making progress on it. So what is one small thing that I can give myself right now? For me, it is sometimes I just pick a room. What is the worst room in the house? And let me start there. I sometimes think that I need to do like the whole house. And when I'm like, oh my gosh, this house is torn apart. This is going to take me so much time. I'm going to spend all my day. Then that's when like the overwhelm sets in. And I'm like, I'm less. And every time I think about it, I'm less and less and less motivated. But if I give myself just 10 minutes, usually when you take those first steps, when you do like something physical, it builds momentum and then the motivation follows with it. For this video, I literally was like, today I'm just going to clean the playroom and then I'll worry about, some of the other stuff later. I got like into that cleaning groove. You guys know what I'm talking about. Like you just got in the mood and you're like, I can keep going. I can keep going. And I ended up cleaning the entire house this day. I really got clear on what my focus was. I'm just going to focus on the feeling of it being done. Also tied it with, I was watching a movie there. So it was pretty distracting and I wasn't actually focusing on the task. And then once I got going, I continued for the rest of the day. Now, I know I've done several polls on my channel and I know that most of y'all like cleaning and you are motivated to clean because it is a task that you enjoy doing. There was a poll where some people said no, it was hard. So hopefully that was helpful. But you guys, the purpose of my channel is when I give examples, it's to apply it in different areas of your life. And sometimes motivation isn't even the culprit, right? It's just figuring out what we want so that we can take those next steps. Inside My Move Method, which is a course that is coming out next month, I'm so excited about it. The first step is about awareness and getting clear, really clear on who you are now and what you want next, not based on old programming, but based on your truth. You don't have to waste time. Keep living the same patterns just because that's what you've always known. It's time to make some real moves, and that's where the inspiration behind the name came from. So I was scrolling through Facebook one day and an ad popped up, and it was a bunch of pictures of people who had their feet in this spa like pedicure thing, and the water was disgusting and brown. So of course I was interested in what it is, and I bought one to test it out. So basically this is a detox foot bath. It's supposed to remove toxins from your body through your feet, and that little thing is like I'm gonna say this wrong. It's like an ion charger, and it's supposed to do something with your feet and like basically draw toxins out of your body. You're gonna have to research it because I don't know if I 100% said that right. But I put a little tab in there. You don't have to buy those. I bought those extra, and then you can use salt. So you put like a teaspoon of salt, and then you just set the timer for 30 minutes. And then as the time goes by, it's like drawing toxins out of your body. Now, depending on the color of the water is basically what type of toxin you have in your body. So here's the little chart that tells you what each of the colors means. There it is. So like black is more for, what does it say? Detoxifying the liver. And then black flakes is heavy metals. Brown is detoxifying the liver, cellular debris, and tobacco. And then green is gallbladder, oranges, and it goes on, and it'll tell you like what exactly it's detoxifying in your body. Oh, it says it's supposed to like help you feel more clear, sleep better. You know, you're supposed to do it 3 to 5 times a week. I haven't been that consistent, but 20 minutes in, and this is what my water looks like. Now, when I first saw this, it was disgusting, but if you read the reviews, like everybody's water looks like some form of color like this, so I don't feel so bad. But what I compare this to is, whenever you shampoo your rug or if you have like a wet vac and you shampoo your floors and then you dump it out in the toilet and it's that color, this is what it looks like. It's so disgusting, but that's probably why I had to try it. I just had to see what was going on. I think mine was like brown. So it was like liver, cellular, tobacco. It was kind of like blackish the second time I did it. It was similar, but more black, like more liver. And I need to keep doing it and be more consistent with it to see if I'm getting a difference. Every time I do it, I do feel like a little bit better. I don't know if that's mental or not, but I need to be more consistent. I wanted to share it here because I shared it on my Instagram and I got a lot of questions on it. So there it is. That one is called the Heal If Co. I think I'm saying that right. But then I looked on Amazon. There's lots of different ones. So like do like foot detox, foot bath, and then you can see what options are there. But let me know if you decide to try it.
I want to be daring, baby, dance the night away. I let my head down if I want. Don't you just get tired chasing fame and being pretty all the time? Doesn't sound like fun. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better, so much better. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I want to be silly, baby, dance the night away. I'll kick my shoes off if I want. Let yourself be free and maybe you will find that there is more to life than being pretty. Honey, let's just face it. You can do better. Let me show you what a good time looks like. You can do better. So much better. I don't fit to your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. You can. Baby, let your head down. Be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off. You don't have to hide it. Baby, let your head down. Be a little wilder. Baby, kick your shoes off. Don't hide it. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder. I don't fit into your box. Beauty queens without no flaws. You can do better. I dare you to be wilder.
So I know a lot of y'all like project videos. You guys have been following all of the projects we've done to this house since we moved in last year. We recently just added a new walkway in our backyard. So if you haven't seen that video, then I encourage you to check it out. I posted it last week. But I will have some more project videos coming up. It's just been slower trying to get everything I want done and in the time, obviously, to get it done. But one of the next projects that we're working on is our primary bathroom. I bought wallpaper like, oh my gosh, months ago, and I have still yet to start on that. So this week I'm going to start working on getting some of those projects in order. Obviously, if I could do a project video every single week, I would, but these projects take sometimes months. So I'll just record bits and pieces, and then when it's done, I'll put it together. But I can't do that every week, if that makes sense. But I have the vision to do it that often. Another project that I really want to do is Rye's bedroom. He is about to be 3 and I still have him in a crib, and I want to transition him into a bed, but I want to redo his whole room with either he loves tractors and monster trucks and anything like truck related. So I'm trying to think of how to design it, what type of bed to get him, and so forth. Something that he can grow with, if that makes sense. And then both girls want some sort of wallpaper or design or something special in their room. And again, lots of projects. So it always takes time. So that's going to be the next steps. And then eventually, I want to redo our primary bedroom. And then also along our flower beds or our vegetable garden is just a muddy area. So I want to add more stepping stones and landscape kind of around there. So projects in my mind, they're there. But then we will shortly have the holidays coming up. I know I'm talking about the holidays, but I usually post Christmas videos pretty early. That way everyone has time to look at them, get inspiration kind of before they decorate. So I think I kind of post a little bit earlier. So lots of new projects, lots of new stuff coming out. If you're not subscribed already, I would love for you to subscribe.
You were my best friend. Didn't care about the rules, good on the weekends. I'll be in fools, drifting to deep space. So brave and so stupid, just like the movies. How it's gonna stay in the fight with you. Just thinking we would do this until we couldn't do it. Each and every high, every night with you. You and me so clueless. We were just broken, shattered, singing along to nothing matters.
But thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Give it a thumbs up if you got some inspiration out of it. And I'm excited to see you back next week.